Hey, Jack here with Truck Camper Hybrid, and today I'm going to be showing you how to seal your truck cab window to your fiberglass truck cap or your slide-in truck camper window. And I've been wrestling with this for a couple years now. I've tried all sorts of products out there, and so I finally come up with something that I think is cheap, I think it's effective, I think it lasts a long time. And finally, it's non-permanent. So there are a few non-permanent solutions out there. And there's many reasons why you probably want to seal these two windows. For me personally, it's really important. While I'm sitting in the truck bed working in the bed rider truck bed seating system, I have some other videos detailing how I do that. While my wife is driving, I'm working. So I have to have that seal that's going to allow the AC to come in. I need to be able to communicate with my wife if there's some sort of emergency. And I need it watertight, and there's several other reasons. But hopefully this video is going to help you. And thanks, and let's get right to it. A couple things you're going to need. You're going to need a slick mountain bike tire, and this is a 29-inch wheel to maximize the maximum space that you can seal. You're also going to want a 29-inch mountain bike tube, and I say mountain bike because the tires and the tubes are fatter than other bikes. And I went ahead and just got this slime one. It's got the slime built in it. And you'll understand if you ever do this that debris and stuff does get inside of here. So I'm going to show you how to best protect against that with this particular thing. So the first thing that you want to do with this whole thing is you want to find a place on the tire, and the tire is going to go in, and you want the bottom, and the bottom needs to have a hole just like that, because you're going to get water in this thing. It's going to rain. You can't have the tube pumped up all the time, especially if you're worried about the paint on your truck cab. While you're not using this, you might want to deflate the tube a little bit so it doesn't do that. And if you do that, you're going to have water coming through. It's going to be collecting here as well as dirt and leaves. And I'm going to show you that you got to have this drain hole underneath here. So we're going to go ahead and drill. Just take a 1/2-inch drill bit. I'm going to re-drill mine, make it a little bit bigger. There we go. All right. That'll give you a drain port. Go ahead and open this tube. The other thing I forgot to mention is you're going to want some sort of duct tape, or I'm using Gorilla Tape here, and I'll show you the reason why. Okay, so take your tube out, and you're going to want to put a little bit of air in it, and you'll understand why in just a second. Okay, and then you're going to want to find where the bottom of your tube is going to be. So I like to put this Schrader valve up in the ceiling, and even at a slight angle, so that if I have to crawl through that window for some reason, I'm not going to rub my back into this. It's going to have a clear shot here. So I'm going to put mine, actually I'm going to go ahead and do mine straight up and down. And then what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to wrap tape around this section right here. A couple wraps, and what that's going to, and then you're going to want to line that tape section here where that drain hole is. And you'll understand that that'll keep this size of the tube the same when you're airing it up, and it's going to push all that air into the outside regions, which is going to offer you the rain seal. And by keeping that small there, that's what's going to allow the water to drain around it to then exit this drain hole right here. So I go ahead and do that. All right, just going to go ahead and do this one straight across. And then just wrapping it so it's going to maintain its that particular size. And the tube will expand all around that area. That should be enough wraps. And that's it. And then, like I said, you're going to want to put this right here, the drain, where your drain hole is. Stuff the tube in. And now it's ready to go in. And just a couple notes is this is a slick mountain bike tire. It is hard to find. I'll try to find a link and put it down there in the description below. But it is hard to find. But you really don't want knobs on here because knobs are just going to allow water to drip through. You really want that to be flat. And another thing is you want this tire, because if you don't have this tire, the seal is going, this inner tube is just going to be rubbing on the fiberglass and the metal of your truck, and it's just eventually going to rub a hole into it. So that's why you want this. All right, I'm in the cab of the truck, and you might be able to hear, but it's raining pretty hard. And so I'm going to go ahead and show you how this all plays out with the tire tube seal solution. So I'm going to go ahead and open up this slider window, and hopefully you can see we've got water dripping in. So go ahead and quickly get this, move some of that debris aside. Gotta get it in that first side and then the next. And the main thing is just making sure your tape is still in line with your drain port, and it sure is. And then we're going to go ahead and get some air in there. And I just got this little compressor that I'm using. It's dripping pretty good still. All right. And there you go. We have basically stopped the drip that was coming out of there. Now, I will say this, with this particular one, you know, when you're parked, you may want to have an air compressor on hand to fill it up. But you're probably not going to want to drive with this much pressure. And it is going to stop. It's going to make this a little bit more difficult to open. So you might have to let a little bit of air and have that open first. But for the most part, we're dry. Okay, so hopefully you can still hear the rain on the roof of the truck, still raining at a pretty good clip. I got both of these windows open so I could crawl through if I need to. And I'm going to just kind of show you that there's no rain dripping. And then right there, you can kind of see where that our tape is allowing that water that does happen to get in. Because like I said, when you're driving, you might not want to leave this as tight. But when you get to camp, and if you know it's raining or if it's already raining, can seal that up nice and tightly. So if you need that waterproof seal. All right, hope this helps.